Hello, this is Alex Aldritz coming in with my first biweekly of the year. Um, and the first biweekly in my apartment. So that's kind of fun. First, I just put my intern review because that's what I did all summer. I was doing EHS stuff at GE Aerospace in Vandalia, which is right outside Dayton, Ohio. Um, Doing essentially power generation stuff for a lot of military things, including Apache helicopters, F-18s, AC-130s, or not AC-130s, just a C-130Js. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Put this on here, my little intro slide. So that's cool. Cut my hair too. So I guess some of the goals I had during it, I'll just go over this quick. Chemical management, regulations, having good projects, then lean manufacturing environment, trying to figure out if I liked doing that. I think I do. Um, One of the things was allergic reaction to a chemical. Did a bunch of research on trying to find a replacement. I found a replacement. Lockheed Martin did not want that replacement. So we just ended up changing the way they put it on from like a big jug, then painting it on lots of exposure, lots of air to the pen, kind of you can see up there. And it's less exposure. Um, Cleaning the my boss's office and interviewing a bunch of operators and stuff on not cutting their hands open. A solid amount of people cut their hands. Um, Trying to cut that down. Um, this is good because I got out and talked to a lot of people. Definitely feel like that's a point of that needs like constant improvement with me, communicating, talking to people, asking for help, asking for things that I don't know. So working on that for sure. Found some like glove replacements to do. Found um, there was like some shadow boards that were scissors were poking out of, just little stuff here and there. Um, Other stuff, I analyzed site PFAS use. That was kind of fun, but it was right at the end though. So like I said, kind of improvement, communication, definitely not a lot, also not a lot of numbers in EHS, a lot of firefighting most of the time. So I just think kind of trying to attack problems from a more scientific um, point of view instead of just hitting it with a hammer until it all goes away. So my next steps, I said I want to do engineering engines, kind of materials science work for GE. They did not want me to do that, so I will not be returning to GE Aerospace next year. Um, I do have another offer though, so I'm surviving. I guess some continues critical thinking, communication, safety mindset, I think was really big. I get some of the stuff my freshman year summer um, that I thought was dumb when I was in the lab doing make a little bit more sense now. Um, I was being dumb. So yeah, I guess if that makes sense, and then I can go further into this in person if we need to. So some stuff I'm doing actually in the lab, investigating some novel sites that we found in Polygraph, I-46 and K-49. You can see here, and you can also see it better why we're going after 46 and 49 in the outward facing interactions graph. I was a little confused on this because in my um, URAF presentation last year, I used this, just the inward facing figure. And I saw Logan in his presentation on Tuesday do um, just zoom in on this part of the graph. And I was like, oh shoot, did I use like OAT TP 1B3 in my URAF presentation? I just lied to everybody who came up on what was going on in there. No, I just used inward instead of outward facing. So I guess the outward facing, that's still like a crucial part of inhibition and stuff and transport, even though there's not as much activity across the board. And this was really easy to say, look, lots of interaction where there is interaction. So yeah. So for the group meeting, Tuesday, the goal was to just simulate these 20 mutations in the 20 by 20s, um, which I did. I guess not particularly well, but I did get that running, at least a first draft of it. And then using Foldex, which I have never used before. I think the idea behind it is that it's fast, it is fast, and then it can project stability values. I'm not really sure on what makes Foldex unique compared to Rosetta, or if, you know, I mean, I guess doing flips, doing like AlphaFold and then flip like we did on Polygraph might get a stability value. I didn't dig into the glyphs enough to figure it out. But either way, Foldex would be a lot faster than that. Um, yeah, my things there. Then these are the results with the 8K6L, which is the highest resolution OITP 1B1 crystal structure. I should note that on this slide that it's OITP 1B1. Um, so I guess our good-ish results were that there is it's unstable when G is substituted for position 49 and all these across the 46 mutations, and it's more stable when H is substituted for uh, the K at 49. And that's also consistent on the AlphaFold structure. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things that didn't run on Foldex, which is concerning. Some things not running seems like it might make sense, but like, 90%, 80% of my structures not running smells like a larger structural problem, but not really sure. Um, AlphaFold, I guess, had liked that structure a little bit more. Um, I don't know if the crystal structure was like incomplete and like Foldex's repairing did a poor job of filling in the structure, but yeah, I don't know about why that did that. Um, and then a bad point is that I substituting I for I theoretically should be 0, but instead it says it's stabilizing. So that's something that doesn't make sense. Um, and then my graphs are poor, very hastily made. So I should, at the very least, standardize my values here. Which I mean, that's pretty easy. That's just changing a couple lines of code. Sam said something about a MATLAB script for making these that she had. I've never used MATLAB. I used MATLAB in 210 and ChatGPT in office hours my way through that. Um, so I'd prefer to stay in Python, but I guess we'll see what happens with that. So some inconsistencies. I to I should be 0. It's not. Went over that. Heat maps need to be improved. Went over that. Um, and then double checking the full extra results with Rosetta, which is Ben's suggestion. It might be overkill. It might be a good idea. Um, in my opinion, I think I should spend a little more time going over my Foldex workflow to make sure that it works. Um, which it might not. These are kind of biweekly grade um, results here. Really not research update results, but I said 3 weeks. Um, but yeah, so probably spend some time reviewing my Foldex protocol in the next little bit. And then I should talk to Logan in on Friday, tomorrow, or in the next week to try and figure out what his next steps are and what my next steps are. If with the lack of perhaps lack of funding in the lab, I'm not really sure. Um, he'll be more computational and kind of get his hands on Foldex and stuff, but I'm not sure what that will look like. Here's something fun. Um, I got an email about the Longnecker Sustainability Scholarship, which is an award for like you know projects, undergraduate research, or coursework, which would be 6 grand, which is honestly a lot more than I made last year, I'm pretty sure. Um, it has to be a sustainability related project, which our project kind of straddles that, is on the outskirts of that. Or like if you project our drug-drug interaction simulations working out, then it could, in theory, cut out some of the fat on clinical drug trials and get, that 90% of drugs that don't make it past the clinical trial stage to, you know, this isn't like a real number, but like 60 or 50%, where we get rid of the poorest drugs and kind of a an accurate simulation guess estimate of where what's going on biochemically there. Um, it's really kind of reaching. I think I would need a little bit of luck and some people in, say, environmental engineering to not apply for this to get this money, but it would definitely be nice. I emailed them yesterday, got back to me you know, this was what I emailed them among, um, hey, I would really like this money. How can I apply? Thank you. So yeah, hopefully we get that. Maybe we could pull some strings. Scholarship committees, I don't know. Definitely would be ambitious there. So some questions I have for you. I didn't really read any papers, admittedly. Um, so my bad on that. I guess what's the deal with Foldex? Why are we using it? Why did we initially use Foldex over Rosetta? What are some advantages of potentially using Rosetta? I think Ben went over them quick, but they are gone out of my mind since Tuesday. Um, I guess one of the advantages is that Fortex is fast and it gives a stability value. Um, I was able to figure it out in the week that I actually put into getting those mutations done, so it's not too hard. Um, what crystal structure should I use for OATP 1B1? I just went with the highest resolution. There's a couple with a little more amino acids filled out, which could help all the zeros in there, but it could do nothing. I guess I could just try it out to see um, what the results are, but if there's like a kind of definitive answer there, that'd be nice to know. Um, and then I guess I'm at kind of a weird point here. I'm not incentivized to work on this stuff as much as I was the past couple of years. I'm not getting paid for it. Um, I guess, what advice do you have? Where do I go from here? I'm in an odd spot. What do you say? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at so far this year. Um, yeah, I guess my mind's a little all over the place. Um, I've had an odd last couple weeks with job fairs and stuff and presenting this work, and it's working, it's not working, it's bad, it's good. So yeah, thank you.